Okay, in the next room, we have a rather rambunctious pelican, who everybody doesn't like because he's rambunctious for starts. Anyway, it turns out that this guy's been on antibiotics, Baytril more specifically, for a while, and he got better for a bit and then got worse. What you're staring at there, center screen, is approximately 450 to 470 times magnification. I'm sorry, 1,070 times magnification. And you're looking at an arthroconidia spore. You're seeing 3 separate fungi growing on a stalk. And I have never in my 20 years seen this particular species or an arthroconidia spore that was one-sided. Years ago, I diagnosed something like this in a dolphin that was two-sided, and it had the dark ends on both sides of each individual fungus. But this is something completely unseen before. So if you're a mycologist and you recognize this puppy, send me a line. Okay, later. And yet in our wally pelican, another species of fungi is growing in that trachea. So you can see right there at about 6 o'clock. This is about 1,500 times magnification between the camera and the microscope. But you can see where they're split there in the center. That is a happy fungus. Alright, very cool. Okay, same wily pelican in the next room. Has been on Baytril for a while. There's this, I used to work for this old practitioner years ago that used to call this the gynecology trick. He would actually say, you put my wife on antibiotics for a week and she gets a fungal infection. Then she goes back to the gynecologist, he diagnosed a fungal infection, puts on antifungals, and a week later she comes back with a bacterial infection. So we know this happens in a lot of other medical cases. I've never met this guy's wife before, so I really can't comment on her in any way, shape, or form. But the cool part is that there's very little bacteria on this slide, but we've already seen 2 separate species of fungi. So maybe this old guy had a point. Anyway, so let's see if we can find some more stuff later. There is a budding yeast from the second type of species that we just noticed on here. Let's see if I can get a better view. There it is. You can see where they're separating right there. Very cool. All right, later.
His head yet. The black mohawk and the white top.
Yo, dude. All right, it is Thursday morning. We're at Bayview, and we are looking at rather wily pelican here, since I've used the word wily to describe you several times already. This guy first came in with a right broken foot and a respiratory tract infection. They started him on some antibiotics, and they got some improvement. Unfortunately, he kind of relapsed and got a little bit worse, so he obviously had 2 infections going on. We've taken care of the first, and today, while swabbing his trachea, we have come up with another 4 species of fungi that are causing him problems. The good news is the enrofloxacin is taking care of all the other problems and is actually managing the osteomyelitis in the bottom of that foot. So now we need to continue treating that injury on his foot. If you guys could cover that with a bandage or something, that might make our job a little easier and his pain a little bit less. And we'll also start him on some antifungals. And that'll get this guy to the point where we can actually do surgery and take that foot off. Doesn't seem to bother him as far as the pain part goes. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this guy started on some treatment. His plan long term is to take care of the fungal disease. The good news is we can actually get this guy flying again. The bad news is at least 2 of the species of the yeast are probably going to recur. So memorize that face. We might see him again in the next year to a decade. and we will again take him day by day. But anyway, get him stronger, get him ready for anesthesia, and then from there we'll take off that foot, and hopefully this guy will live a nice long life with our help. Okay, cool case. I've looked at the microscope, and today's officially Fungus Day. Woohoo!